I finally got COVID. And I don't know where I got it from. I think I got it from the doctor's office, I'm pretty sure. It was bad for me, even though I've been vaxxed and double boosted. I'm just kind of getting out of it today. Like, this is like my third day. And I was thinking, and I was thinking this morning, I'm like, oh, I just feel like I'm going to be so bad on this call. And then I was like, oh, and then I thought, hey, wait a second. And I'm like, this will be great training for you guys. So the physical, there's a difference between how you feel and then physical sensations, which is a great training to understand. Because I can't say, oh, I feel low energy. No, I don't feel low energy. My body is experiencing the sensations that it experiences. Like, it can feel tired, it can be tired, it can, feel like I'm not that sharp. Okay, but that's the body. But a feeling is something that I can produce. So you can be like, oh, I physically feel tired, and I am mentally choosing to feel excited in this moment. And I'm choosing to think in the way that's going to allow me to show up the way that I intend, intentionally. You can actually generate thoughts that are going to make you feel excited. Like, I'm happy to be here. I love these people. I get to learn. I get to be here instead of an office. I can't believe that we get free food all day. I can't believe that I'm so happy that I'm creating this life that most people don't even try. And here's what it is. It really is the intentional thinking that you are mastering that's allowing you to do what other people don't think is possible. Another example I was thinking this morning that I wanted to share with you was I'm always trying to notice when I'm not thinking intentionally. And it's so tricky because it's just thoughts. It's like, thoughts, right? And like this morning, I was like, oh, I'm not feeling so good. I'm going to wear those, first of all, I wasn't going to wear this shirt. I'm thinking mentally, I want to spur myself, make myself feel a little better, but wear a different shirt, or I was going to wear these other pair of pants. And some of the women, or some of you guys, you might all relate to this because this is small little stuff, but this is watching your mind. So I'm like, I might want to wear those linen laid back pants because then that'll make me feel like I'm more relaxed and flowing and laid back. And I'm like, wait a second. But then I caught myself and I'm like, oh, no. Absolutely not. You show up the way that you decide that you're going to show up. You're going to show up intentionally because you can have the thought, oh, no matter what I wear, I'm sharp. I can flow. I can show up exactly the way that I want because I generate the thoughts to show up that way. So I know for a very long time, because I have anxiety, or I've had anxiety. Gosh, I just can't really seem to bring it back anymore. The reason why I was feeling anxious is because I was having anxious thoughts, or I was producing anxious thoughts. If I'm the one producing all of my thoughts in my whole life and all my experience, well, then might as well choose the thoughts intentionally to give the experience that I want to have. And if I think that thought, oh, I'm so afraid of them, then I'll be feeling anxious, and then I'm going to show up. Because from that feeling, then I show up that way, feel that maybe won't say stuff or say things in a tone of voice or not use my voice or whatever it is. And then the result is that it's not the result that I intended. And then we're sad and then we don't feel like we can impact our life. So we want to keep doing this in all areas of our life. I have been repeating that depending on what I wear, it impacts how I do on calls, how I do when I'm creating, when you're writing. And I've been thinking that for a long time. It's just instant. So you might notice that patterns of thoughts and you don't even question them anymore until you're like, wait a second. Then you catch it. You're like, hey, that's just something that I created. That's like a story, right? A story is your interpretation of something that you have believed is true. And your thoughts create your experiences. So do I really want to have something like what I wear on my body be that powerful? No. I want my brain to be powerful. That's what I'm doing. I'm training my brain to be powerful. The strategic byproduct is being really in tune with generating thoughts that make me show up the way that I want to produce the results I want to. That has strategic byproducts across everything, doesn't it? Yeah, you get good at just one little thing. So we think so it's a little thing, like, oh, what you wear doesn't matter. But what you wear doesn't matter. You catch yourself and you're like, I show up the way that I intend. Okay, that's a breakthrough, a tiny little breakthrough. But it's huge. Because you do that in one place of your life, and then you find yourself all of a sudden having access to all these other places that really count. Because an incredible career is a whole bunch of little steps, little shifts, little changes, little reactions, little impressions. It's all like, notice, like, you're on set. Somebody, like an executive producer, has a split-second impression of you and your whole life changes. They start referring you. I'm thinking about Omar. He was on a set. What was it? I don't know what it was. I think it was a reality TV show. And the executive producer, he had some kind of interaction with her, really short. And she's like, I like you. And he's like, well, thank you. So he's very much taken these concepts to heart. From that, she's just like hiring him all over the place. She's just referring him all over this, an executive producer. That was just a little split-second impression. That's why when you're working on managing your mind, starting with how you're showing up, coming to a call, whatever it is, that's why I say when we come to these calls, we don't want to be laying down. Nobody here is laying down on a bed. We want to be up, taking notes. I'm here to learn. I'm here to absorb. I'm here to take what there is. Like, you don't have to go into an audition and be like, I hope I do well. There's no hoping anymore. We don't hope. There's an exercise that Tony Robbins does. Everybody, notice how your body and your energy, how it feels, how you're being when you're hoping. So let's hope. Take a moment. I hope that it works out. I hope I have a career. I hope I do well. I hope they like me. I hope this is a good day. I hope. Now, notice how your body is when you're hoping. Notice how your face looks when you're hoping. Notice the thoughts that you have when you're hoping. I hope it works out. What are you creating when you're hoping? What are you envisioning when you're hoping? Maybe you're envisioning that it's sort of working out. Maybe it's also not working out. You can envision both pictures, right? When you're hoping. So hoping has got a certain energy to it. It's got thoughts associated with it. And there's going to be certain results that are going to be produced from hoping. Now we go into certainty. What does it feel like to have certainty? Not hoping anymore. Certainty about something. I am certain that I'm doing the right thing with my life. I am certain that every day I'm moving forward. I am certain that this audition, I'm going to go in there and have a great time. Certainty. Okay, so now take something that is a concern for you. A concern. And now hope that you can impact it. I hope that I can impact that. I hope that I can make a difference with it. And notice, with that concern, notice your body, the look on your face, what you picture in your mind, right? Okay. Now, choose in a split second, and that's all that it is, to bring certainty to that thing that concerns you. Certainty. Notice everything changes. Your energy changes. Your voice changes. Your gestures change, right? Your gestures change. And with certainty, you're having different thoughts. You're not thinking that it's not going to turn out. You're thinking that, no, this is the way it's going to fucking go. Bringing certainty. Certain thoughts, certain feelings, one of the best things you can ever do on set. Yeah. People need certainty from you. They crave certainty from you. If I go up to a director and I go, I think that last take was probably okay, they are going to go, let's do another one. And is the next one going to be okay? I don't really get this person. I don't know if I really want this person on my team. That's how important certainty is. Oh, I love that example, right? You can really feel it, huh? Yeah. As an actor, the director wants certainty from you as well. You know, they're like, hey, I want to know. Do you realize as an actor that how important it is that you do what I saw you do in the audition? I need that. That's why I hired you. They know you can do it. And you have to know that you can do it. And how do you know you can do it? You think you can. You choose. All right, so you are 100% worthy. Number one. Number two, you create your own experience. Exactly what we've been talking about today. It wraps it up pretty nicely, huh? That's a little short phrase that you can direct your mind to and catch yourself. You create your own experience. Your thinking, your feeling is what you need to focus on. We don't need to worry about what other people think. We don't need to try to change how other people feel. We can't. You realize that, right? You cannot change how other people think or feel. And they are their own person, their own journey, their own path. And the way that we can support people is by thinking good thoughts about them. It's always going to be from us thinking good thoughts about them. And then it is up to them to create their life. Like, you don't want to try to control people. Also, you don't want to think that they should be different or they should change. I know, we always want to. I have for years wanting to change Joe and change things about him and protect Joe. And then I realized, oh my gosh, it's so much better to just be like, you know, you are an adult, you are, you are your own amazing person. You make your own choices in life, and I'm just happy to be alongside you and share this life with you. And boy, that's so much better. And then all of a sudden he blossoms into somebody that's kind of exactly who I wanted him to be, even though that I have no impact over that really. But just because I'm accepting and loving him, then it's a funny thing how people just, when you give them a lot of love, then they often respond to that. However, that's not what you're doing. You're loving somebody because it feels good to love somebody for you, because they can't feel your love. Only you can feel the love that you're producing. So producing good feelings on set feels good. Producing friendships and listening to people and connecting with people, that feels good. For you. Make it all about you instead of trying to impact an outcome of something with your thinking. Maybe make it more like trying to impact or manipulate other people or situations. How do I want to think about this situation so that I can show up the way that I want to create the result that I want? Doing that is what makes people feel certain in you, and they will promote you and they will send your name all over the place and put you in their phones. The funny thing is, like, we want people to give us opportunities. What inspires that is you having certainty about what you're doing in your job. Like, you doing your job and bringing certainty to it is what makes them want to see you do well. Like, when we are our lowest, weakest point, nobody wants to help us. When we are already cruising and building momentum and having knowledge and having certainty and having our own backs, that's when everybody wants to help us. Be showing ourselves and the world that we're doing this for ourselves. A very important part, the thoughts that we're creating from getting on these 20 shoots. No, I'm doing this. I'm not asking for you to help me. I am doing this. I am a filmmaker. I am an actor. That identity shift happens a lot in that 20 shoots. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm good. And now, since you're on these shoots and you're doing all these tasks, like setting up the camera, setting up the C-stand, helping set up lunch, helping with find production, helping find different things for locations, helping with some paperwork. You're doing all that stuff. Ooh, boy, well, that's exactly what the kind of person that Netflix shoots need. Then you start getting on the bigger sets, the Hulu, the reality TV, the A&E. We've got so many people working on all the shows. I mean, that's where you're going to end up after 20 shoots. Where you end up after that, though, who knows? Could be your choice, basically. So you're getting what you need from the 20 shoots to get production jobs on the bigger sets. And then you're meeting a whole bunch of people. Now, you're not on these sets to just be a production assistant or director assistant or producer assistant. You're using every single set for what you want to do. And that is a huge difference. You can look around and see people just kind of, oh, well, I'm just a production assistant and I hope that someday I'm going to get some opportunities. It's rampant. That's why people get stuck as production assistant for a very long time. Now, if you're an AD, if you want to be an AD, then you're going to have to be a production assistant to get into the DGA for a long time, like to make those qualifications. That's if you want to be an AD. When you are on set, meeting all these people, you're creating your base of people by working on set. You're there using it for your craft. Your mind is always on the craft, doing your job, but learning on the craft, absorbing for your craft. So it's kind of like, I'm thinking about this, like it's kind of like this funnel. It's like this funnel, like where it starts kind of small with 20 shoots and then it gets really big with base. And that's where you're meeting people every single week on all these sets. How many people? Like, in a week, if you're on 2 different shoots, that's like 100, 200 people. So in a month, that's like 400 people. So it goes from 20 shoots, which is 20 shoots, you're probably meeting like, 300 people. But then you get on the sets and now you got big sets. So now you're meeting even more people, right? So it's like, big grows really big. And then what happens is you start to find people that you gel with. And while you are on these sets, in Friends and Film, thinking this way, you are really connecting with people and you're learning so much and you're using everything, generating thoughts that go with the craft that you want to do. Find the people, start the conversations, create new things, be working on more things, and then you're going to be finding shoots that you can do your craft on, as well as getting opportunities on set inside that craft. So that body work and base phase is extremely important because it's all focused on what you want to do, your craft. And during this time, you're starting to come up with a core group of people. So the funnel starts to get a little bit smaller. So it's wide. Now it starts to kind of come in where you find the people that you're going to be working with for the next 20 years. And it'll be a lot of people. It'll be probably like a core of like 450 people, but thousands. And you're going to be known and forming tight relationships that will be so rewarding for your entire career while you're all on this beautiful creative journey together making your living on film sets.